First, let me introduce you the officials. Representative from the WBO at ringside, John Montano from Phoenix, Arizona. Judge Harold Letterman from New York City. Frank Garza from Detroit, Michigan. And Gerald Maltz from Tucson, Arizona. The principals in tonight's fight. First in the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, weighing in at 145 pounds, fighting out of Cape Town, South Africa, with a professional record of 34 wins, 3 defeats, 2 draws, and 18 knockouts, Nika, the Sting, Khumalo. His opponent fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks, weighing in at 147 pounds, from Columbus, Ohio, with a professional record of 49 wins, 10 defeats, 1 draw, 15 knockouts. Here is the World Boxing Association's welterweight champion, Manning Primetime Galloway. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Roberto Ramirez, your referee, 12 rounds for the World Boxing Organization's welterweight championship. Come on.
We're waiting the instructions. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. Khumalo, Galloway, the elder by 4 years. Height, reach, really 2 inches. Will that matter much?
Well, everything is smaller for Khumalo, and he's got an uphill battle with Galloway. Galloway is physically bigger, and he's going to try to show that to Khumalo. He's going to try to back Khumalo up.
First round, scheduled 12-round WBO welterweight championship of the world.
And Galloway is the southpaw. He's leading with that right jab. Now, since you're used to, most of the boxers out there are right-handed. They stand with their left foot in front, their right foot in back. What you do is you keep that power behind you. But then an opponent comes at you left-handed with the right foot in front and the left foot at back. It kind of confuses you at times. Now, against southpaws, I asked Khumalo what he was going to. Now, the southpaws are susceptible to those punches. But look who's boxing here in this first round, which is somewhat of a surprise.
It's very early.
As I mentioned in the open, this is the way Khumalo felt that Manning Galloway was going to fight.
Prime time against the Sting. Feel-out process here.
Feel-out process. I talked about the ring a little bit earlier. This is a boxer's ring. The mat is real thin, so you can bounce around on it quite a bit and not break your legs down. Under a thick mat, it'll wear those legs down and you'll feel tireder. So that would have to favor the man that's boxing right now, who is Manning Galloway. Oh, good jab by Galloway. That right jab. Oh, a jabbing southpaw is difficult to beat.
That's a tough punch to stop.
Yes, and right now, Khumalo's got to get busy. Now, you don't want to get excited here, but you don't want to allow for this fight to get too far out of range.
As we mentioned in the Joseph White, Angel Gonzalez, I think Gonzalez stole the early rounds, and that's what might have given him that fight. He stole the first 3 rounds.
If you have your, again, brothers, you would want to win every round.
Every round, of course.
Unfortunately, many times you can't. And actually, all you have to do, all it says in the record books is whether you win the fight. So you can even lose a few rounds and still come up with a win.
Galloway showing the jab. Khumalo wants to get in there and mix it up and do some damage very quickly.
And you look at this, Manning Galloway. You look at what one title can do for a young man. Since he's won that title, the confidence is just written all over him. Now he knows he is the champion. Now he knows fighters have to come to him. And he's fighting like it in this first round.
Says he wants the big bucks. He feels that the other 3 champions are ducking him. But of course, every fighter's going to say that.
The end of round one. This is an important round because you set up your fight plans in that first round. This is the first look you get at your opponent inside the ring. There's a look into Manning Galloway, the champion. See if we can hear what they're saying.
Don't miss punches. Try not to miss punches.
Nika Khumalo.
You know, at times he's jabbing without putting his hands back.
Can you really tell that much from the first round like that, where it was basically a fill-out process? Galloway showing the jab, and Nika Khumalo trying to get inside.
Well, you get a good look at your opponent. You see what will work on him in that first round. In the opening round, you're establishing your long-range fight plan. You're in that first round, you want to get that jab to working, and you also want to sneak in something. See if it'll work.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the cider.
Beginning of round two. You figure Khumalo wants to get busy and wreak some havoc for the champion.
Wreak some havoc? Yes, I was just thinking that. He needs to wreak havoc.
But not in those exact terms. Galloway still showing the jab, although it's not landing that much. Khumalo has a champion in a headlock.
The other champions in this so important welterweight division and exciting division, Aaron Davis, the WBA champion.
Who just knocked out Mark Breland viciously, I might add.
And took his title, so it can't happen. The WBC, Julio Cesar Chavez from Mexico. And the IBF, Ryman Simon Brown from the United States, Washington, D.C. Whoa,
Galloway
down
slipped,
goes
I'm
Galloway.
not sure. Referee Roberto Ramirez checks him out. I mentioned that early on, that if the middle of the ring does get wet, there is a lot of paint out there. It could very easily get very slippery, like a sheet of ice.
And it is slippery. However, I've been up there and I've planted my feet in there. You can get a grip. So sometimes you get a little bit off balance. And when you show him the movement like Galloway is here early in this fight, you know, it could happen that you just accidentally move your foot a little bit. It's so critical, too. You can't move those feet a quarter of an inch wrong and you'll slip on them.
Now, when Galloway throws that right jab, he really leans in, and it looks like his gloves spread apart. Maybe Khumalo can counter either to the body or the head. He really steps into it, and his hands don't follow. He has an opening there.
And he is nice right hand by Khumalo. He is effective with that right jab. I'm talking about Manning Galloway in the white trunks. And against the left-handers, your left jab doesn't work because of the way they stand. That right hand is in front of them. They're blocking their face. So consequently, if you can't get the jab working, you many times can't get the right hand working. If you can't get the right hand working, you can't get the left hook working. So your basic boxing is most of the time taken away from you. What you have to do is start forgetting about the left jab, which is difficult to do because people have been taught their whole careers the left jab is the most important
You
weapon
work
in boxing.
everything off of that.
And go for the right hand. Forget about the left jab.
It's the end of round two.
2 down. Now, still, they are feeling each other out, and they're setting up their game plans.
I thought Khumalo was a little bit more active that round. Inside, he seemed to land a few more shots inside.
Well, you know, too, by the second round, you're starting to get into the fight. You're trying a few things. You're figuring out what's working. You're thinking. You're concentrating. You're listening to your corner, following instructions. Here's a look at some of that second round action. The good, straight, basic boxing from Manning Galloway. Straight ahead punches. 1, 2. The right jab and a straight left hand.
And Khumalo right back at him, charges.
Yeah, and also Galloway moved away well. As we look into the corner of Nika Khumalo. The Sting, they call him.
Okay.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
Fight. The Sting against Primetime. Brought to you by Crossbow Cider. The cider that hits the thirst spot every time. This round seems to be a little bit more up-tempo right off the bat. Galloway's last fight was in June, Dallas, Texas, in a non-title bout. 10th round knockout over Juan Estrada. So he's been fairly active. He's been the USBA champion, the Strohs tournament champion, and he's trying to stay the WBO champion right now.
I was talking last round about Julio Cesar Chavez being the
junior welterweight.
Talking, yes. And we were talking about welterweight.
Marlon Starling and Maurice Blocker.
Maurice Blocker, who just won it last weekend over Marlon Starling.
In a blood and guts fight.
Terrific fight. Sorry, I hope Blocker's not listening in.
To tell you the truth,
Make me a blockhead.
I thought Marlon Starling got robbed in that fight. I think the judges paid a little bit too much attention to the blood. That's one man's opinion. You have, if looks could kill, champ, I'd be dead already.
Right.
I take it you don't agree.
This is a good fight. This one heating up.
We'll leave it at
the
that.
WBO Welterweight Championship of the World. And you look at those champions, Brown, Simon Brown, Maurice Blocker, Aaron Davis. What an exciting division this welterweight class is.
All of a sudden, we have a lot of young guys.
And these two are playing chess. Still trying to outsmart the other one. They're both still trying to set up their strategies and wait for their opponent to make a mistake, and then they can pay for it.
When two technicians are in the ring, it sometimes doesn't look appealing, but they really are working in there.
Well, this is championship quality. When you see most people, and me including many times, would rather see two fighters who don't know anything about fighting just get in there and brawl. Now, their tactics aren't good to watch because you'll pick up some of those and start doing it yourself if you're a professional boxer. The real beauty of boxing for me is to watch the strategy behind it. Watch these two fighters set up their game plan.
And many fighters have compared boxing to a chess game. There's a lot of thinking. It's just not brute strength. I mean, you have to have a mind to get in there and pick and move and, you know, to think.
Well, Manny Galloway is getting his strategy right now to pick and move and think. They're telling him what to do to get ready for this fourth round.
In Manning Galloway's corner, Kenny Snow, the trainer. Lou Howard is the second.
You need a blizzard snow.
When he's with
Fighter
you,
himself.
on the inside, eh? Right up
There's a look.
When he's with you.
Corner, well, there is
Of course, there is another
Manning
champion
Galloway.
from Columbus, Ohio. Do you happen to know who that is?
I wouldn't have a clue.
James Buster Douglas.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
And now we know that you, Steve, are from Columbus, Ohio.
No, not I, not I.
There's that right jab.
Still blazing fast speed.
Yeah.
Now Khumalo gets busy inside. That jab is landing.
Good fighter is Galloway. They told him between rounds, they said, you've got to get busy. But now we should see what a good fighter.
Now this is the Khumalo that I thought I'd see from round one. Right up, trying to bring the action inside, going for the knockout.
And now as Galloway got busier, Khumalo has turned it up too.
Khumalo just slipped in the ring mat. Didn't affect him though. Nice two-punch combination by the champion.
And good movements by Khumalo. Look at the side-to-side movement. Now, what I don't like about Khumalo, when he gets hit real solid. If he can
like that left right there.
Pull away from some of those punches, take the power out of it, I think he might be more effective. Although he does look better in this fight than the last time that I saw him.
And when was that?
That was the fight at Dallas, Texas. When Nika fought, the Sting was up against Robert Blake, yeah, Rockin' Robin.
This past June.
And he stood toe-to-toe more in that fight. Oh, these rounds are difficult to judge. Look at all these shots. Now is where the fight really gets heated up. This is where the fight begins. Fourth round action, scheduled for 12.
And both fighters are in fantastic condition.
Oh, you have to be to go this distance. Now, look at the man holding on. Manning Galloway.
Khumalo talking to Galloway.
And look at this adaptable Khumalo. He's turned around southpaw now. You know, the southpaw fighters, they fight all right-handers also. The right-handers outnumber the left-handers about 8 to 10, I would say.
Sure.
And so you face all these right-handed fighters. A good way to confuse a left-hander is to fight him left-handed. That's the way Khumalo's fighting him right now.
Give him a dose of his own treatment. Now let's see how long Khumalo stays southpaw. When a fighter makes the transition,
if you're that good where you can turn around to the southpaw stance and you confuse. Now there's a warning for use of the head from Roberto Ramirez. If that's working, don't change it. Whatever it is that's working, keep it going. You know, we've talked about what a great division this is. The welterweight division. This division has produced both
some of the
Sugar Men, Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson. Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Roberto Duran was in this division, although he started in the lightweights. Emil Griffith, former three-time Triple Crown champion. Henry Armstrong, another Triple Crown champion. Kid Gavilan, a number of exciting, terrific fighters.
Very popular in the New England.
The Bolo. Made the Bolo punch famous.
Sure.
Yep.
There's
the
original Sugar.
Wish that he had a Bolo punch right now. Had one for Nika Khumalo.
He looks fresh.
Well, he's relaxed over there. He knows what it's like to be a champion. He knows it.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
Next round, you know, after all of his experience, he certainly knows how to fight. Manning Galloway.
Galloway just slips again.
40, 10, and 1 is Galloway's record as he takes a wipe off from the gloves. And actually, the reason they're wiping the gloves like that is during the old days of boxing, when they had leather boxing shoes, the fighters would twist their feet in rosin to get that rosin on there so they can dig into the mat.
Good track.
And if you go down, you get that rosin on your gloves. That gets in your opponent's eyes. It'll blind him momentarily. So the referees wipe off the gloves. You don't see that much of the rosin boxes anymore because most of the soles on the shoes are made of rubber.
Now, is that a trick that you used to employ, Champ?
Well, you know, I used to trick. I didn't have any tricks. Are you kidding me? I used to use the rosin even though I had the rubber-soled shoes.
anything for an advantage.
Well, the rubber shoe shoes made me run faster.
That's right.
And jump higher.
That's right.
Khumalo is grunting when he's punching. Now, he's doing that for a couple of reasons. He wants for Manning Galloway to think his punches have just a little bit more power on him. He grunts with it to psychologically tell Manning Galloway, hey, I'm fresh, I'm grunting, these punches are hurting you. And he also wants to get the air out of his body. Some of the old-time trainers believe that if you take that air out, your opponent hits you in the belly, he can't knock the breath out of you. And if you've ever had the breath knocked out of you, ooh, it is a scary feeling. Your breath just says, see you later, I'll be here tomorrow.
Yes. Now both fighters picking up the tempo a little bit.
Ooh, good
Nice,
combination by
nice
Galloway.
punch combination.
Basic boxing. 1, 2, right straight ahead.
If all else fails, I mean, the basics are there to go back to. You learn that way and you get brought up that way. And if something's not working, the old 1-2 combination is always there.
You are so correct, Steve. You go back to the basics. Get back to that jab. You get the jab working, and it's surprising how many other things will work. Nika Khumalo might think about right now going back to that southpaw stance. That worked well in the 4th round.
Khumalo getting busy inside.
Look at that. Good work by Khumalo, finally turning it up. Khumalo's going to have to get busy in this one. He is the challenger. Just at the end of the...
Nice body work. Nice body work by the challenger.
Right at the end of the 5th round, he came on strong. He's going to have to be busier to take this title away from Manning Galloway.
Well, as we mentioned, to win a championship on a decision, if this goes for a decision, you really have to impress and take it. Take it commanding.
You have to make that champion back down. You got to put more pressure on him, and you've really got to show the judges, too, that you want the title. Look at this good, picture-perfect 1-2. Right straight ahead from Galloway.
Textbook.
That's why he's the champion.
Textbook.
That left hand was very straight, right on the nose. Now, if you hit a guy right down the center, it's a good shot because you're going to hit something. If you hit him on the nose, that's smart. That's really a tender spot. If you miss the nose, you go a little bit lower, you're going to hit him on the lip.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the cider.
You're going to go the Adam's apple. If you've been hitting the Adam's apple, I can tell you that's one that you don't soon forget. In fact, you talk for a couple of days like you're about 90, 99 years old.
Have you been hit there?
Absolutely, and it is a terrible punch. You get a sore throat the next day. Or you go a little bit lower, you get hit right over the heart, a little bit lower than that, right on the solar plexus. It'll knock the breath out of you. And lower than that, right in the pit of the stomach. Khumalo. Good left hook. That hurts. And he is on wobbly legs right now.
He's grabbing onto Khumalo's legs.
Galloway is stunned right now. Even though Nika got him down on the mat, Galloway is stunned. His knees are wobbling. He's walking on spaghetti legs. Right here is where Khumalo needs to throw it all.
Plenty of time left in the 6th round, over 2 minutes.
Khumalo can clean up right here. He's got to get busy. He can't allow for Galloway to weather the storm. Galloway, look at him. Wisely holds on. He ties up. He weathers it. Now he's talking to Nika, trying to discourage him.
The thing I'm wondering, did the referee call it a knockdown or a slip? There was no standing A count. Now that could mean a whole lot back to the points, back to the judges. A knockdown in the round could mean a 10-8 round, if not 10-9.
Right here's where Galloway needs to fight back.
He needs to start throwing that jab. Get it out there. Confuse Khumalo.
He needs to take that control back. Control of this fight. Now Khumalo is just pawing it at Galloway. There he is, southpaw again. It's Nika.
Both fighters missing inside.
Oh, Good right hook from Galloway.
That didn't miss.
Khumalo can't stand there and get hit with punches like that.
Another right lead.
Now look how flat-footed Galloway is standing as compared with earlier in this fight. Before he boxed around, wisely boxed around Khumalo. He didn't want to get into a slugging war with Khumalo early. But now he's flat-footed. This is where Khumalo needs to get busy. This is where he needs to get those punches going.
Right about now, Khumalo wants to turn this into a real street fight.
And now, look at Khumalo doing this from a southpaw stance. It is like trying to write, if you go right-handed, trying to write a pencil with your left hand, yes.
Sign your autograph for your signature.
Bat left hand, that's right, it's very tough, it's awkward.
Now a lot of inside work. Big round for Nika Khumalo. Maybe we can see the replay of that. Was it a knockdown or a pushdown? I'm not sure if the referee counted it as a knockdown.
I believe it was a slip. Hopefully, if we see it here. I think it was a slip and the referee called it right. However, the tape does not lie. Here's a look at it again.
That was a punch, Sean.
There was a punch thrown there, yes, but their front feet got caught together. What happens with a fighter that is left-handed, your front feet are so close together, you're constantly getting those tangled up. You'll step on your opponent's toe, or you get your leg wrapped around his. That's just what happened there.
Now, he was grabbing right there.
That was,
but he was definitely
stunned.
hurt.
You're right, he was stunned.
Hurt.
Yes.
The one big punch by Khumalo staggered him back, and then he followed it up.
So for Khumalo, that's okay. What you want to do is get your opponent on the...
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
You put him down there with your fists. Make him know what it feels like to be on the ground while you're standing up. Oh, it's a psychological war, too. You have to beat your opponent mentally before you can beat him physically.
See if Khumalo can pick up on the previous round. He seemed to come alive, his inside attack, landing more leather.
Now this is where Khumalo is really very good, where he's got the opponent coming after him. Right here, Manny Galloway is the champion. He could box around Khumalo and make Khumalo come to him. But Khumalo's trying to... Uh-oh, we've got some tape coming loose from the gloves of Manning Galloway. What happens, these tape around the gloves, you can see the cornerman Kenny Weiss putting tape around that glove. They taped it between rounds. What happens as the fighters sweat, that sweat goes in between the rolls of tape. And when that happens, the tape loosens up. Plus, you're constantly wrapping your hands around your opponent's arms, and they're pulling loose.
So a lot of water does get in there.
That's right. And it pulls it apart. Look at that wide stance from Galloway.
That's what I mean. When he throws the jab, he really steps forward with his front leg. And earlier in the fight, he was leaving himself open.
And he's really wide with his stance, so for that reason, he doesn't have a whole lot of power.
What about the balance?
Well, his balance is pretty good because his weight is spread between the two legs. Well, I was talking about his power. He does not. I'm talking about Galloway in the white trunks does not have that many KOs. In fact, he only has 15 out of his
60 fights. 60 fights, 49, 10, and 1. That's really not a high percentage knockout rate.
Not at all. And it's because those feet are so far apart.
And on the other hand, Khumalo, with 40 fights, has 18 KOs. Not a great knockout rate, but better than the champion.
There you go. Right there.
If you were a judge right now, how would you see the fight, Jim?
I have still got this one very close.
There you go.
I've got this one very close. I think Galloway is just a little bit ahead, though. I think his activity, he's landed the pressure blows. Whenever Nika Khumalo turns around southpaw, I think he's effective. And if he would turn around and fight more southpaw, I think he'd win this fight. But right now he's fighting, you know, look at him, he's fighting like he's already won this championship. He's not, like we talked about, as a challenger, you must go out and take it away from him.
Literally grab it. You have to rip it
really
away.
Not doing it. You have to beat a champion decisively. And I don't see him doing that right now. He's only got 4 rounds left to go. This is the time to really turn it up.
He seemed to pick it up the previous round, but he then slowed down again in this last round. And he cannot do that. He needs to pick it up every round.
Well, sometimes in his defense, sometimes when you get the control over your opponent, you feel like you're in control of the bout, but many times that opponent can come back, take the control away from you.
Little mouse under the left eye of Khumalo. That has to be from the jab.
Yeah, and you know what that's from? Now he is taking more of those punches, standing flat-footed, trying to trade more with Galloway. Galloway punching more solidly in that last round. Settled down a little bit more on his feet. And Khumalo was trying to slip the punch.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
Round 8, scheduled 12-round WBO Welterweight Championship fight. When I was talking to Nika earlier in the day, he told me his African name, which is Tembesila. And do you have any idea what that means, champ?
I have no idea. I don't even know if I want to add. I don't know if you want. What is it?
Promise.
Promise.
He promised the people back home in South Africa watching this fight that he would bring back the World Championship.
Oh, terrific.
Now that's a tough promise to work on.
Hopefully he's going to have some people.
Now I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right. I have it down phonetically. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too bad.
There you go.
Well, he's billed out of Cape Town. I'm talking about Nika Khumalo, but he's actually from Langa in South Africa. And they tell me that the crossbar cider is going to be flowing tonight in Langa.
Oh yeah,
as these
sure it will be.
as these young men are fighting here in the United States. A lot of cheering for Nika Khumalo from Langa, South Africa.
I'm sure crossbar cider is the farthest things from these two fighters' minds right now.
Right there, Manny Galloway talking back to his corner men. They said, you're not doing enough. He said, yes, I am. He's got a mouthpiece in, but he's trying to talk around it.
A cornerman can yell and squawk all he wants, but it's still the fighter that has to go in there and implement the strategy. And you can yell, do this, throw your left, but the fighter actually has to do it, and that sometimes makes it a little bit difficult.
And you know, a boxer has got to have enough confidence in his cornerman to say, okay, what'd you say? Do the left hook to the body on the right side? Okay, I'll try it. You know, I'm really shocked that they're not telling Khumalo to turn back to southpaw, although he's effective with that left hook. And down goes Galloway. Galloway is down, and that's counted as a knockdown. Yes, good work for the referee, Roberto Ramirez.
That's the second time he's maybe tried that tonight. Grab onto Khumalo's legs. The referee caught wind of it and gave him a standing aim.
Now right here is where Khumalo has to throw that left hook again. Look at Galloway holding on. He's hurt right now.
Khumalo should be taking advantage of the opportunity.
Khumalo giving him too much room. Come on, he's got to close that gap. He's got to move in, throw some punches.
He's got to bully him right into the ropes.
Oh,
there's the
good
lead
right hand.
The champion is hurt again, but that's the end of the round.
A good round for Nika Khumalo.
And the look in the champion's eyes saying, whew, I'm glad I got through that. And we are in the corner of the champion. Lucky to survive that round.
And And there's a look at Nika Khumalo.
And his handlers have to be happy with the performance during the latter stages of that round.
With that round, too. Good round for Nika. Now, that's what he needs to do. He needs to keep the pressure on and land those big bombs.
There's
Boom.
the big left hook.
Now, there's the big left hook, and down goes Galloway. Look how he did it, too.
Sort of a delayed reaction.
Well, he was, I think he realized he was hurt. And he didn't really know for sure that he was going to go down, or if he wanted to go down.
More punishment,
right.
go down and take the standing 8, and keep your mind as clear as possible. That could have been a 10-8 round, though.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the cider.
In Maine on the 10-point must system.
3 judges.
Referee does not have a voice in the scoring. But as you saw in the last round, he does have a voice in knockdowns and in taking control of this fight.
The judges are Harold Letterman, Frank Gazer, and Gerald Lamaltz. They have their hands full with this fight.
Very close fight.
Really? I mean,
last round was a good round for Khumalo. Now is where he needs to turn it on.
Follow up.
Right. You can't allow for Galloway to come back. You can't. Realizing where you are in the fight, you cannot allow to give away any rounds. It is still a close fight, but right now, right now Galloway is not looking like a champion.
He's looking
he
to survive.
Right, he doesn't have that champion's look on his face.
You can see it in his eyes.
And he's looking for those bells.
You can see it in the
probably hearing
eyes.
those bells too.
And he's probably seeing a few stars. He's down again.
Down again. Good left hook. The left hook again. Maybe Khumalo has found a home for that left hook.
It's a slip.
Galloway has to get busy. The best defense is a good offense.
The referee did not issue a standing 8 count. Maybe the mandatory 8 count. Maybe he thought that Galloway slipped again.
Well, that's the 3rd time he slipped.
Yeah.
If
3 strikes and you're out. Huh?
Whoa! And there he slips again. And now at this point, it is my feeling that Galloway is using that as a rest. Twice in the same round.
4 times overall.
Although, like I said, those front feet are getting tangled up. And you can use that to your advantage. If you're a fighter, you can step on your opponent's front foot and then hit him, and he'll go down.
You know who used to use that was Muhammad Ali. Off and on, he used to use that strategy.
He used to step on everybody's feet, though, not only the fighter, the referees.
I remember one fighter in specific, Chuck Wepner.
The inspiration for the Rocky movies.
Yes,
Chuck Wepner. Right here, Galloway is trying to survive. And Khumalo looking for the home run shot.
Watch for the hook. That's his big punch. Winding down to the end of round 9. Another straight right hand by the challenger. Oh, there's another one.
Right hand.
Galloway is hurt. Khumalo coming on strong.
And a left hook from Khumalo. And Galloway is the one holding on. Khumalo may have a present for his fans and friends back in Langa. He wants to take this championship back for them.
And through the performance of the last 2 rounds, he seems to have gotten control of this fight.
The 8th and 9th round, he really turned up the heat. He's really set the tempo in those last 2 rounds.
And
a good couple of rounds, and that could be the turning point of the fight for Nika Khumalo.
And everybody can say, if you can control the last few rounds of a fight, there's a good chance you're going to win it.
And there is, now there were no feet tied together in that knockdown right there. It appeared as though, see how widespread Manning Galloway's feet were?
We noticed that in about the first round.
Right, and they're so widespread that his balance sideways is not that great. Forwards and backwards is real good. Here's a look at it again. Let's see what happens.
That's a straight right hand. He's down off the punch.
Round number 10 now.
3 more rounds.
And you can see it. You know where you are in a fight. And you can see
the home stretch right about now.
12 rounds, that's right. And you realize this is the 10th round. If you're going to take a break, do it in the next to last round, the 11th round.
And come out like a windmill.
This round, you got to have a pretty good round. Don't let your opponent get too far away from you.
Galloway might feel this fight slipping away from him, as Khumalo has come up with 2 very impressive rounds in the 8th and 9th. See if he can carry that over here into the 10th.
Galloway certainly feels the tempo of the fight has gone towards Khumalo.
Now Galloway trying to get back on his bicycle. I'm not sure how much he has left in those legs.
Not much in those legs, but hopeful that he has some left in his bicycle.
He might have flat tires.
The legs wear down. They are flat. You are right, Steve. He's standing flat-footed.
Khumalo back in the orthodox style. He has had success in this fight going to southpaw.
Could be the southpaw South African.
That's a nifty nickname. I think he likes the Sting better than that, though.
I guess he could be Long and Lang from Lenga.
If you were a 6'5" welterweight, maybe. Long and lanky from Lanka. Galloway just looking to survive. You can see it in his eyes that tenacity is not in his eyes.
He's got them all tonight. You can see him survive in his eyes, but he is more effective in this round. He's moving
because of the movement, exactly.
Exactly. He's not standing still. He got back to the game plan that he was successful with in the first few rounds.
We see the jab. We haven't seen that for quite a few rounds.
Boy, stinging right jab. Manning Galloway. Manning Galloway showing signs of fatigue. The mouth has come open. His hands are lowered. His chin is up in the air.
Khumalo is still looking for that one big shot. He knows he can put Galloway down. This is a left hook, but it landed more on the back of the head.
Final seconds of round number 10.
There it is. We have 2 more rounds of championship boxing. A tough fight to score.
Very tough. Nika Khumalo has narrowed the margin, and I've got him easing out in front now.
Because of the past 3 rounds.
And the last couple of rounds are so important now.
Exactly.
We've got the 11th and the 12th. Manning Galloway has got to come on like a champion these last 2 rounds.
And as you said, if one of the fighters wants to take sort of a breather, take half a round off, it has to be in this next round.
But in the next two rounds, we're going to find out what champions are made of. These last 2 rounds, even though you take a breather in this next to last round, you're still active and you don't allow for your opponent to hit you. You move, you stick him after you move. You're not as busy as you want to be.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the Cider.
Round 11. WBO Welterweight Championship up for grabs. The champion, Manning Galloway, and challenger, Nika Khumalo.
Now Khumalo is trying to put more pressure on Galloway this round, but he can't get hit like jabs like that. See, he's just running it. Now those aren't hurting a lot, but they're building up points for Galloway. That's just what he wants. Galloway is not a one-punch knockout artist anyway. He's a thud puncher. He builds up points with those punches. And they do have some effect because we've seen some swelling around the eyes of Nika Khumalo.
Also underneath the left eye.
Put it out there, Brian. Put it out there.
Tape again has come loose from Manning Galloway. They'll probably stop it right here and tape that glove up. Yes, they will.
And in that last exchange, you could really see that Khumalo was looking for the hook. He held the right hand out a little bit more, kind of advertising it, but he didn't get the chance to throw it.
Yes, he was hook looking.
Hook looking.
Yes.
We'll stop it right there.
We're full of them tonight. Or is it we're full of it tonight?
I guess you can say both of those.
This guy was full of crossbow cider. I don't know about you.
Maybe a little later. That's a date.
Now, I would have to think that that stoppage right there where they repaired the glove would hurt Galloway because he was in the mode of the fight there. He was scoring well with his right jab. He had Khumalo coming into that jab. So for Khumalo, that was probably a good turn. When your opponent is scoring well on you, you got to do something to
break the rhythm.
Right, to break that up. And it was good for him that maybe he was trying to pull that tape loose with his teeth. Khumalo was.
Pretty tough with his mouthpiece.
It was good for him to do. It was a good timing for that thing to come loose. And that's what I dislike about Khumalo's style is that when he gets tired, he gets hit with those jabs. And I know they're not hurting him, but they're building up points for his opponent. Look at this aggressiveness from Khumalo.
And this all happened after the little intermission during the middle of the round.
That's it, Prime Time. Put it in his face. That's it.
Khumalo slips out. That's it. One more round of championship boxing. Live from Lewiston, Maine in the United States.
And an appreciative crowd on hand, but notice how quiet the crowd was. They're quiet because they're into this fight. They realize the two fighters are playing chess now.
Two technicians.
Yes, they're two technicians, and they're watching what's going on. They're watching the little things in boxing. This, to me, is the real beauty of this sport.
This is where the real fans are.
That's right, watching the true technicians. Now, look at these deep breaths. What you want to do is get Manning Galloway, you get that bad air out of you, get the good air in you. As much of that breath as you can get in you, the better you're going to rejuvenate your muscles between rounds. So even maybe pant like a dog between rounds. Get as much oxygen into your lungs.
Get the CO2 out.
You bet you.
This is going to be a very tough fight to judge. I would not want to be one of the three judges here.
And right here is where you tell Khumalo if you're in his corner.
Back to the World Championship Showdown with Crossbow, the cider.
You tell them you use that psychological warfare on them. You tell them they're way behind and they need that knockout.
Exactly.
They need to go out and give it everything they got. It is still close, and it is close.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
The last round I gave to Galloway, and you know, I said that I felt Nika Khumalo had inched ahead slightly.
Let's see if the challenger can squeak it out here in the 12th and final round of this WBO Welterweight Championship fight. Very close, yes indeed. This round could make it or break it for either fighter.
This is the deciding round. You cannot let down. This is the one you got to go out there and take it to your opponent. Push him back, punch him. Come on, says Khumalo. He's talking to Galloway now. He's saying, come on, stand still.
Khumalo seems to have the most power left in his punches.
This young man's in terrific shape, I tell you.
He's only 26 years old, and look at all the fights he has. He has 40 fights already.
Real experienced veteran. This is it. This is for the championship of the world.
This is for the piece of pie.
Halfway gone in this 12th round. If you're going to turn it on now.
Just as you said, that Khumalo throws 2 wild hooks.
Boy, Galloway really slowed down, too. Here's where you can knock your opponent out. If your opponent takes his concentration out of this fight for 1 second, the fight's over. Now it's time for Khumalo to follow up.
If he could put the champion down, even for a standing 8 count, that could be a 10-8 round. That could do it for the challenger.
It should be interesting to hear the scores of this one. Galloway now on his bicycle. Khumalo busy this round. A good round for Khumalo and a good ending, a good left hook by Khumalo. Galloway is hurt, he's on the ropes. Galloway's got the right idea. Why did Khumalo back up? Khumalo had him on the ropes, he was ready to score. He should have cleaned up. A little tentative.
Final 10 seconds.
Nika Khumalo. Did that cost him the fight?
It could have.
He took a step back.
This fight will go to the judges. And they have a tough job in this one. Galloway was on the ropes. Khumalo obviously on the offensive, and he took a backward step.
And do you give a round to a fighter who does that, who takes a step back and says, hey, I've got this fight won, all I have to do is not get knocked out? Or do you give it to the fighter who was on the deck 3 times? Even though they were not ruled as knockdowns, which one do you go for? I think one of them was ruled a knockdown, right?
One of them was, and that had to be a 10-8 round.
Right, and that was in the 7th round.
7th round, yes. Now you will be talking to the winner and probably both boxers after this fight. As I said, it's up to the judges, and
here's a look at it. Now look at
here's
this
where
good work. Good work by Khumalo. He's on top of Galloway. He's got Galloway. Looks like he's ready to go. He's scoring well. Now, right here, he takes a step back and he says, hey, I've won the championship. I'm the new champion. Now, can you
take nothing for granted?
Can you give him the round for doing that? I don't know. Was he busy enough?
Well, that's up to the judges.
I'm glad I'm not one of those judges.
I'm glad we're right here. We're waiting for the cards to be filled out. Sean is on his way up into the ring. With me right now is Joey Gamache. Joey, how did you see this fight?
It was a real tough fight. Bell looked real sharp. I wasn't studying it all the way. So
how would you score it? It's a tough fight to score.
Real tough fight. I mean, Bella was aggressive. Galloway used his jab. Real tough fight. It's hard to tell.
We are awaiting the decision. The ring announcer, George Boyce, is in the ring. He's looking to collect the cards. Very toughly scored fight. 4 potential knockdowns. One of them was only counted as a knockdown. Sean and I mentioned it early in the fight. Sean O'Grady now wants to say a few words.
I thought it was a good fight. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges are going to call this one. This one is a difficult one, as we've mentioned, a difficult one to score, but I think the announcer has got a decision for us now.
Let's go to the ring announcer right now for the final word on this championship bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Maltz scores at 115, 112 Galloway.
Hey.
Judge Garza scores at 115, 112 Galloway. Judge Letterman, 115, 112 Galloway. The winner and still champion of the World Boxing Organization, welterweight champion Manning Primetime Galloway.
There it is, a unanimous decision I thought it could have went either way. Sean is trying to get the champion over to have a few words. I believe he has cornered him. Let's go to Sean right now.
Manning Galloway. Manning, can we get a few words with you real quick? How you feel, champ?
Feel good, man.
Yeah? Successfully defend your title?
Right.
Do you feel like you did enough to win the fight tonight, Manning?
I thought I won it.
Turn just a little bit so we can see your
I
hands.
thought I won the fight, but it could, you know, by the knockdown, I thought maybe made it a little close because he started coming on the later rounds. I don't know if it was I don't know if it was just the altitude or something. I got a little winded about the 8th round, but to me, it seemed like he got tired earlier than that, but he just kept coming.
Did he hurt you, Manning?
No, he never hurt me. He never hurt me.
It looked as though in that last round, he was going to try to go out and win the round, but then he stepped back. What do you think happened to him? Did you hurt him?
I hurt him a few times to the body. Earlier, I hurt him to the body and backed him off a little bit, but I wasn't for sure because he was still winging, kind of throwing wild hooks at me. Well, they wasn't wild, but he was throwing hooks at me, and it kind of made me cautious because he did hit me one time, and it caught me, but it didn't really faze me, but it made me a little caution not to go in like that anymore.
Now during the 7th round, the middle rounds, you visited the canvas quite a few times, and you weren't hit. Was he hitting you? Yeah, I'm going to get to you in a minute. Was he hitting you and hurting you?
No, he wasn't hurting me.
Why were you going down?
I didn't catch a second wind. You know, I felt a little tired, and as the fight got on about the 8th, 9th round, it felt like I started to catch a second wind, but still I felt a little tired, and I don't know why.
Trainer Kenny Snow, how do you feel of his performance tonight?
Well, he did a beautiful job boxing. I know, told me, if the guy stand in front of you, fight him long range. I'm saying,
I heard you telling him to stay on the outside.
Right, because the guy, when he get inside, he would go like this, he use his elbow. You know, why get hurt, get elbow? So I told him, if a guy stand in front of you, he's not throwing no shots, you fight him long range, use your jab. The jab was the key tonight. But still, we got to go back to the drawing board about 3 weeks and get back into some things.
Manning, what's next?
I got a fight, I think I got a fight in about the 1st week of November in Nova Scotia against Greg Hogan. Not Greg Hogan, the lightweight champion. Ex-lightweight champion, but somebody.
Now, Nika Khumalo gave you a good fight. Good work, you're sweating hard. You got hit some, you hit him a lot. Any chance of him getting a rematch with you?
Oh, yeah, he can get a rematch. He can get if the money's right, he can get a rematch.
Well, Kenny Snow doesn't want a match with...
well, you know, it's up to Manley. I'm just training, but I'm saying, you know, I think it's other people bigger paydays unless they want to come on with it.
Okay. Well, any idea what's next? Oh, you told me November.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, terrific.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Manning Galloway, the World Boxing Organization's champion of the world, successfully defends tonight. Manning Galloway.